Hey guys, it's time for Mental Health Monday. And I am by no means am I a medical professional. This is peer support only. You guys know that. Every single month I stress that. I'm just sharing what I'm going through so that you know that you're not alone. I'm sharing what helps me, what didn't work for me, what I'm in the progress of doing so that you know that you're not alone. So just forgive me right now. I literally just woke up, so it is what it is. I have some notes down in front of me, so I might glance down a little bit. So this is a little bit different Mental Health Monday because it's not directly mental health, but I think to me, it's helping me piece together some things about me, which ultimately will affect my mental health, if it makes sense. Once I talk about it, maybe you'll understand. So this month, a matter of fact, yesterday, actually this started about a week ago, I had the opportunity to take the Clifton Strengths, which used to be called Strength Finder assessment to get my top 5 strengths. And yesterday I was able to attend a introductory session about what those strengths mean and how to use them, how to draw on them, that kind of thing. So I'm telling you, my mind was blown when I took the assessment and got my results. And it really helped me see some things about myself and the way I operate, the way I work, the way I navigate life, the way I tackle things in life. So I'm going to go ahead and read my results to you. So my first one is my highest ranked one is futuristic. And for futuristic, the definition for that is they are inspired by the future and what could be. They inspire others with their visions of the future, have a natural ability to look ahead, and can even see disturbing trends on the horizon. They can see talents in others and opportunities not considered. They have the gift of perspective, quote unquote, this too shall pass. Opportunities to keep in mind for futuristic. Solve the current problem, see the current resources, and be aware of escaping into the vision of tomorrow. So, interesting. My second strength was strategic. And the definition for that is create alternative ways to proceed. Faced with any given scenario, they can quickly spot the relevant patterns and issues, playing through variables to arrive at the optimal sequence of moves to create the greatest outcomes with minimal use of resources. Opportunities to keep in mind. Invite others to make a decision with you. Take your time. Ask what is missing here. Number 3 for me was achiever. Have a great deal of stamina and work hard. They take great satisfaction from being busy and productive, completing something that leads to tangible progress towards a larger accomplishment. Opportunities to keep in mind. Think about your priorities before starting a new task. Do your own work and not other people's work. Celebrate milestones. Number 4 for me was activator. Makes things happen by turning thoughts into actions. Can often be impatient. They are all about action. Enjoy moving an object, quote unquote, you never know until you try attitude. Opportunities to keep in mind. Involve others who should be involved. Think through ideas before jumping in. Do your routine work while energy is fresh. And then my 5th was restorative. Good at figuring out what is wrong and resolving it. Solving problems through careful understanding, self-adjustment, and perseverance. Opportunities to keep in mind. Resist fixing something that doesn't need to be fixed. Enjoy people for who they are, not as projects to fix. Lead with hope. Okay, so another paper that we were given yesterday that gives some raw, undeveloped talent and a more well thought out, developed way to use your talent. So for me, my first one of futuristic, the raw use of my talent would be uses imagination to escape the prison of today, escapes reality by living in a dream world. A more mature use of that talent would be uses imagination to cast a vision of a better tomorrow, creates a better world by transforming dreams into reality. For my second one, strategic, a raw, undeveloped use of that strength would be the pursuit of the best path. The pursuit of the best path delays the start of the journey. A more mature use of the strength would be broad consideration, rapid elimination, and real initiation. For my third one, achiever, the raw would be, I must keep busy doing anything. The more mature, developed strength use would be, I must produce needed results. Number 4, activator, the raw would be, pushes impulsively, impatiently, and indiscriminately. A more mature use would be, pushes intentionally, urgently, and relevantly. That was number 4. Number 5, the restorative, raw would be, has an eye for what is wrong, but lacks the solution or effort to fix it. The more mature use of the strength would be, sees brokenness and contributes to healing, focus on solutions. So I just had so many like aha moments while doing this assessment and in the session yesterday where we each talked about what stuck out to us, especially the achiever one. And I do just have all this energy and I feel like I have to do something every day or else it wasn't a productive day. Like I feel like I need to accomplish some kind of task for the most part. Most of my days are like that, especially if I have a job, which I do now. And I find myself really understanding about myself more now that I'm working a traditional job again. And having done this, I can look over the course of my work history and be like, yep, I could see where that was very relevant. So, and I can see it relationally. So I'm going to show you, so some of these, I can't show you all this because it has other people's information on it. But let me fold it and then maybe I can show you because my name's at the top since it was done in alphabetical order. No, that's not going to work because it has my actual real last name. So no, we're not doing that. And it has my email address. So we're not doing that. Okay. So within the 34 strengths, there are 4, I guess, dynamics. Executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking. 2 of my strengths, achiever and restorative, are in the executing. And it says they're leaders with dominant strength in the executing domain, know how to make things happen when you need something to implement a solution. These are the people who will work tirelessly to get it done. Leaders with a strength to execute have the ability to catch an idea and make it a reality. Okay. Then in the influencing, those who lead by influencing help their team reach a much broader audience. People with strength in this domain are always selling the team's ideas inside and outside the organization. When you need someone to take charge, speak up, and make sure your group is heard, look to someone with the strength to influence. Relationship building. Those who lead through relationship building are the essential glue that holds a team together. Without these strengths on a team, in many cases, the group is simply a composite of individuals. In contrast, leaders with exceptional relationship building strengths have the unique ability to create groups and organizations that are much greater than the sum of their parts. Strategic thinking dynamic. Leaders with great strategic thinking strengths are the ones who keep us all focused on what could be. They are constantly absorbing and analyzing information and helping the team make better decisions. People with strength in this domain continually stretch our thinking for the future. Okay, so my achiever and my restorative are both in executing, okay? My activator is in influencing, and my futuristic and strategic are in strategic thinking. None of my top 5 are in relationship building. None. And that gave me an aha moment, because I jokingly say I don't like people. And I think many people have said that. I hear people say that all the time. I don't like people. That's why I don't go nowhere. That's why I don't do nothing. That's why I don't be around a lot of people. That's why my inner circle is so small. Blah, 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 blah. Clearly, that's a thing for me. I just am not, and I'm very, very driven. I'm very, very focused. I'm very capable of figuring out what it is I want for myself, what I want to do, and I hit the ground running with like an Energizer bunny, once like a dog with a bone. Like, once I get my mind made up on something, ain't nothing nobody can do about it. You know, that's that Taurus, that's that stubbornness of a Taurus. But also, I know that I've always known that one of my strengths is not a team player. Now, a lot of times I'll say that in an interview because I can conform and do what I have to do. But at some point, I usually end up being a little bit bossy, because when I see things are not being done in the most efficient way, the best way, you know, in a way that just makes no sense, then I want to take control. And that makes sense in work and also in my outside relationships. I really don't have a lot of friends, especially women friends. So that makes a lot of sense that my top 5 strengths, none of them were in relationship building. And I'm okay with that. It's who I am. It is what it is. We can't all be across the board the same person. So there is another assessment to get all 34 of your strengths in the order. And it could be that maybe my 6th strength happens to be in relationship building. It's just not my top 5. I don't know. But I think that costs like $50. I was able to do this through my job for free because they bought, they bought whatever they had to buy to let everybody use it. But I just think it's really, really, really interesting. And I'm going to put the link to the website that we used down below so that you can do yours if you're interested in doing it. Because I think there is a freebie to get your top 5, I think. But don't quote me on that. I think there is a free way to get your top 5. You just don't get all this paperwork and stuff to go with it. And so they printed out our assessments for us, which was really, really, really nice. The Strengths Insight Guide we got, and then we got our signature theme report, which I guess is a little more detailed for us, I guess. But I just feel like this shed a lot of light on some of the things about me. And now that I know those top 5 strengths, and I'm going to continue to dive into this Clifton Strengths. I think might be a Facebook group. I know there's several videos I found on YouTube talking about it. I want to deep dive into this and really play to my strengths, because like we said in the session we had yesterday, there are no weaknesses really. We should stop thinking about ourselves as having strengths and weaknesses. We have lesser strengths, things we're not as strong in, but we start thinking of ourselves in the negative. That's not a good thing. And so that's what I'm trying to learn about myself. What are my highest strengths and how can I use those across the board to better myself as a person, an employee, as a leader, because I am a team leader where I work. And how can I use that to even go up the ladder, in my career? And also, how can I use those strengths in my home life? How have I been using them? And how can I think I've been using a lot of mine in the raw form. And so I need to now double down, take a step back, and figure out how I can mature those strengths and not be so hard hitting with a lot of things. And I know I'm just a survivor of so many things from youth, that I think I've become that way. You know what I'm saying? But at almost 51 years old, it ain't gonna change. The only thing that's going to change is how I use my strengths. You know, the strengths themselves are probably not going to change at this point. But I just love the fact that I have all this information I can dig into and all these resources online that I can chomp on, and other assessments that are possible to take, and just figure out how I can use these to my advantage and for my well-being overall. I know in some of the more detailed reports, some of these things definitely contribute to my anxiety, like the achiever, the activator, those kind of things kind of really help push my anxiety. So now I've got to start recognizing more triggers for my anxiety and coping mechanisms and things like that. Another reason why I need to be in therapy, which I was supposed to be in by the end of this month, and it did not happen. And I'm not going to sweat it. I'm going to give myself another 30 days. Hopefully by the end of April, I'll have a therapist and be in therapy, because I think working out some of these things with a therapist, someone who's objective and has some knowledge in it, would be really, really helpful as well. So I hope that wasn't so much and so boring or whatever. This wasn't as practical as our peer support usually is. So go ahead down in the comments and let's have a little discussion. If you've done the Clifton Strengths, which used to be Strengths Finder, let me know what your top 5 were. If you are going to go take the free assessment, and go down and let me know what your top 5 were, and anything that you found out that was like, bing, aha, light bulb moment for you, let me know. Let's talk about it down below. All right, guys, love you. I'll see you next time.